Good morning, or good evening, or good night, depending on when you're watching this. Super stoked because I'm about to go do a workout / podcast with my good friend Adam. He's quite possibly the most ripped natural human that I know. And if you want to get ripped naturally without even having to have a gym membership, this is your guy. He focuses on kettlebells, diet, sobriety, and when you see this guy, you're gonna be like, whoa.
We might not be alone.
Adam!
What up, bro?
So for everybody that doesn't know, this is my good friend Adam Gooch. I gave a little intro in the car on the way here, just so you know.
Oh, nice.
Just, all good stuff. But when I first moved to St. Petersburg, Florida, one of the first people that I met has always been the warmest, kindest, most loving human ever. And not to mention, he's ripped as it comes, basically.
We try.
And a phenomenal volleyball player.
We're okay.
So I've been wanting to chat with you for a while, just because I love what you're doing in the fitness space. I love what you're doing around sobriety. And you're just spreading good vibes always, dude. So glad we could sit down and chat for a minute. If anyone watches this all the way through, I guarantee they're gonna leave a better human. So,
Hey,
thanks for the time, dude.
That's the goal, bro. Always, for sure.
But okay, so we met when I first moved here. What were you doing when I first got here?
Let's see. I was working at FedEx. I worked there for.
Hold on, let me interrupt you. Adam has become a pretty high level like fitness influencer.
I don't know about high level. I
mean,
don't see myself that way. Just because it's just
you've hit
me.
the first level of like at least the first level, probably the second level of like traction and attention, and he's basically been able to turn this into a full-time.
Oh no,
living.
for sure.
You doubled your income or tripled? What was it?
Tripled, almost quadrupled.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to backtrack real quick and
In
say
one
that
year.
just so people know
Which is
why they
crazy.
should listen to you. I mean,
Yeah.
one, you're ripped. You've tripled your income in the past little bit. So, but the backstory is always cool, like where you came from.
Yeah,
I
no,
think,
for sure.
I think when I first met you, you told me that you were like a UPS or a FedEx driver.
Yeah. So I worked at FedEx for, what was it, 12 years or something like that? It's so weird because that was only like 3 years ago or something like that.
Time flies.
But it feels like it was literally another lifetime ago. Like, I don't even remember that part of my life, oddly enough. I kind of just, like, black it out because it's like, yeah, I mean, I was miserable, honestly. I was just doing the whole 9-to-5 gig, and it was actually more like, what was it? It was 9 to 7 or 8, something like that. I was working 4, 12, or 15, sometimes 16-hour days. It was pretty horrible. And then we always got conned into, like, holidays and stuff like that. Yeah, it's honestly...
Dude, and the Adam that I know, you're such like a happy, fun-loving, playful guy. Like, imagining you in that 9-to-5 environment.
Yeah, it was no bueno.
I could see how that would be soul-sucking.
Yeah, I actually got told by a boss one time, that I was too happy, which is pretty interesting. And I was like, well, I'm making the most out of a crappy situation. So, yeah.
Bro, so that's funny. I feel like that's actually... I don't think your boss is the only person that's maybe had that reaction to your happiness.
No, probably
and
not.
We don't need to like dive into it, but
sure,
like
a lot of people don't.
It's
like
weird how some people are bothered by your
energy,
excessive positivity.
Yeah, I get it. It's a lot sometimes. I can acknowledge that. So.
I would rather be toxically positive. Than the alternative.
Yeah, absolutely. I was gonna say I never try to bring anybody down, at least. So that's which was the whole point of doing all this.
So your boss says you're too happy, and you're like,
I don't know. Oh well, get over it. But I did that for a while, and then I got into med sales actually because I've always had this like mindset of I want to help people regardless of whatever it was. And so backtrack a little more. While I was working at FedEx, I went to school at University of Memphis. Got a degree in kinesiology, exercise science. I coached.
Oh, he's got credentials.
Yeah, a couple.
Nice.
Got some time doing Olympic sports and then football, which is cool because University of Memphis is a D1 football team.
So at the university, you were doing like
I was doing
Olympic sports?
I was like assistant strength conditioning stuff for football and Olympic sports. So it was like soccer, volleyball, softball. That's
pretty rad.
Yeah, and then track, and then I got brought onto the football team, which is cool. They handpicked me of all the guys that were like interning initially to work with the football team. So I went on and did that for a while. Thought I wanted to stay in strength conditioning, but it's really political. Anybody that knows like football or anything like that, they like hire and fire a head coach. The whole staff basically gets booted. So I was like, it's not really.
It's risky.
It is. Well, it's like, it depends, man. If you have I don't have a family really, except for, the wife, and that's it. So if I had kids and got uprooted every like 2 or 3 years, it would be a mess. So I wouldn't want to do that. But even then, I was like, I moved here, got settled in, I loved it here, and I was like, you can't drag me out of this state. So I'm like, I'm grounded in Florida now, and I didn't want to have to jump around. I know a couple guys that have bounced a lot in the last 5 or 6 years, and it's not me.
Yeah.
So.
We are Florida men now,
bro. All day. I never want to leave here.
I'm super grateful for it as well. I mean, I never thought I would live in Florida.
Yeah, well,
living in Utah, people are kind of like, I don't know. You hear weird things about Florida. The whole Florida man thing.
Yeah, that's true. It's not as bad as everybody makes it out to be. I don't think.
No, it's way better.
Pretty, no,
it's way better.
It is way better. Why do you think like half the world moved here in the last freaking 2 years? We still have like I think some of the highest real estate. Or as far as like values going up, everywhere else is like kind of stabilizing. We're not.
Florida is the last free country in the world, dude.
It's so funny, the free state of Florida. But anyways, so did that, and then I got into med sales because I wanted to, I can help people even more. So I got into total joints. It was knee and hip replacements.
And make a lot of money.
Yeah. At least that was the thought process. But the hospital is probably worse than anybody can ever imagine if you're not like a nurse. I guess you wouldn't understand because you're literally in a cold room with absolutely no daylight. There's no windows in half these hospitals, especially in the OR. And seeing people get operated on all day long in scrubs with the mask on and the bonnet and the whole thing. And I was like,
wow,
like I don't care how much you make. It's just, it wasn't worth it to me because I saw the sunlight like an hour a day and that was it. And that's not enough for me.
No way.
So,
dude, I feel the same. Every time I'm in a hospital, I just I don't like it's uncomfortable.
It's cringy for sure.
I don't like it at all. I can never work in it. I don't even want to go there if I'm sick.
Yeah, I know.
That's the last place.
I avoid it like
if I'm
plague.
sick, unless I'm like literally blown apart, like just go put me in the sunshine, give me some water, I'll be fine.
I'm the same way. And the wife was a nurse, so she got into what she's doing now because of the same thing. She just hated it, and I was like, I can relate. I get it. And that's So.
Well, I love to see people following what they really want to do. So while you're doing the med sales, I mean, you were obviously already in shape. Or when did you start really working out?
When I was like 25, which is actually kind of cool. How old was I? 20? No, I was like 22, 23. I joined a gym because I was like really, really, really skinny, like 130 something pounds skinny. I was tiny. And got in the gym because I wanted to put on some size, and I got really, really lucky because I had no idea what I was doing. I was going in there doing like bench press and rows like every day or pull-ups or something, and that was pretty much it. And I had these two guys that were actually like pro or semi-pro bodybuilders, and they saw me in there every single day getting after it and kind of took me under their wing. And they were like, oh, you're obviously serious about putting on size, getting better, getting in shape, learning anything about this. And this was before school even. And so I kind of got like the fitness bug, I guess, and started lifting with them. They were like, we're doing legs tomorrow. It's like the typical story, but it was actually real life.
And once you see a little bit of result, you're like, this is nice.
And in 1 year, I went from like 135, 140 to like 175. Like,
damn, do you have stretch marks from that?
Oh, actually, I do, like on my butt, bro, which is hilarious.
That's honestly like my goal. Like if I get ass stretch marks,
it's like you made it.
I made it. When I have the ass marks. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, your legs are huge, bro. How old were you when you started lifting?
So I was like 23, I think. 22, 23, something like that. Yeah.
So you've been lifting
I've been lifting a while. Time. Yeah.
Which is good for a lot of people to understand because I think people are like, if I get in this program in a year, I'm going to be like this.
Well, a year's like, I mean, I was a totally different human in a year, but 8 weeks and like 6 weeks and stuff like that.
My point is it's a journey. Like,
no, for sure.
One of the reasons I can kind of coast sometimes, I feel like, and probably you, is because I've been working out for 10 plus years.
Yeah, a lot of people ask that too. It's like, how do you just, eat how you do and then maintain? I'm like, because I've been doing this for such a long time. I found out what works good for me, obviously, because I've been doing it so long. It's like so much trial and error. And now I've like settled on something that I love, that like I feel better, I move better. I enjoy actually. I actually like really look forward to, which is odd. Most people have to go to the gym. I have a lot of like internal motivation. I don't really need like anybody surrounding me to like push me. I push myself pretty hard.
What is your
out here.
internal motivation?
I just want to feel good and look good. My big thing is like I'm almost 40 now, which is crazy. I do not feel or look like I'm 40. Sure, bro. And I just want to be able to, like I told you earlier, I want to be able to get up and go and do anything at a moment's notice. Like, all right, let's go climb Kilimanjaro. I can do that. I literally could probably do that.
Let's put that on the calendar.
Which is crazy.
Bro.
Yeah.
I would love to do that.
So, I mean, I just want to be able to like move well, and obviously like this is like a side effect of eating well and moving a lot.
Plus, look good naked.
Yeah, hell yeah, look good naked.
Wife's grateful.
That is my slogan. I feel like I've kind of like trademarked it. I put it even on my Insta bio. It says "look good naked."
Yes.
Move well and look good naked.
Well, I mean, if I'm being honest,
it's important.
That's my goal.
Yeah, dude. Everybody, if you say you can ask anybody in the world. What is the one, or I'm sorry, let me rephrase this. If you ask anybody in the world if they want to look good and they tell you no, they're lying. Everybody, I don't care who you are, and
I'm with you.
You might be like, yeah, it would be nice. But no, you do. You want to look good naked. Everybody wants to look good naked. It's just part of life, I think. So, I mean.
Yeah, look good naked, longevity.
Yeah. I want to do this when
I guess
60
maybe
or
activity.
70.
Longevity and activity. Probably right there.
Yeah,
like doing the adventures and stuff.
Yeah, no, for sure.
That's important for me.
I mean, I don't adventure a lot, but I can do everything I want. I mean, I can keep up with 20-something-year-olds easy, dude. Like, super easy. Even 18-year-olds. They're like, how do you have so much energy? Because I've been doing this for a long time. So, yeah.
Yeah, so you started in the gym. When did you convert to... You're doing mostly kettlebells now,
I'm doing, like... 99.9% kettlebells now.
Was that more recent, or did that happen a little bit ago?
3 years ago. The dog. So let's see, 3 years ago. Actually, when all the gyms closed down. So all the gyms closed down. As soon as all the gyms closed down, I was doing like pistol squats, push-ups, pull-ups, body weight stuff. I dabbled into kettlebell training a little bit, but mainly just like as another tool to use for like lunges and maybe like goblet squats and stuff like that. I didn't really know what all they were about. Right. And then I was like, dude, what? I've got to have weight. I was like craving weight because I was into powerlifting, the whole bodybuilding scene, all that stuff. So I've been through it all as far as like every realm of fitness. And then I was like, well, I need some kind of functional stuff I can do at the house, something that's really easy to carry around. I can go in the backyard. I can do this. I can get a hell of a workout in with like 1 or 2 pieces of equipment. And so I kind of stumbled on bells. I bought the last 3 at this place in Tampa and was like hooked immediately. I was like, oh my God, I can do everything, which is funny. I basically started out with like just 2-handed cleans, squats, like goblet squats, lunges, RDLs, deadlifts. And then I realized I was like, oh wow, there's like single arm cleans and presses and all these other variations you can start to do. So I kind of built off of my like powerlifting background that I had and started to realize like, oh wow, you can build like really crazy functional strength and maintain size or put on size depending on like how far along I guess you are on your journey. And then you only need this 1 or 2 things basically, and that's it, which is kind of rad. So yeah,
minimalist.
Yeah, very minimalist training, but I feel like I am less injured now than I was previously. Yeah, right. Than I was previously when I was doing powerlifting, because like I had a herniated disc, L4, L5. I had a spondy. I tore both biceps.
Holy shit! This is all just from lifting?
Yeah, that was all from lifting. This was mountain biking. So
how did you fix the herniated disc, dude? I have mine too.
Yeah. I still got a titanium plate in there. Went over the handlebars on the mountain bike, and just out of don't protect your head, I landed on my shoulder. Yeah, I curled up, basically landed on my shoulder.
Mine was on a bullet bike. Locked up the front.
Yeah.
Boom, same thing.
And you're like, I forgot which one was the front brake.
Bro, I knew immediately this was broken. I stood up. I stood up and I was like, my collarbone's broken.
Oh, yeah, same. I did the same thing. I was actually holding my arm, and one of my buddies, I literally looked over at him. I was like, my collarbone's broken. He was like, how do you know? And I let go, and it just dropped. And he was like, oh, shit.
Dude, that makes me shiver, like just remembering that feeling of your arm like hanging.
I've been in a lot of painful situations before, like with surgeries and stuff, but this hurt more than anything, hands down.
Yeah, you can't put your own damn shirt on.
The nerve endings, like when it was the bone was grinding.
So gnarly.
It was so bad. Anyways.
Okay, so you had a bunch of injuries. I got lost in the sauce there for a second.
No, me too. Sorry. I like to just rant.
So, you were working out before you were working at FedEx.
Yeah. I've been working out for like 15 or 16 years, something like that.
When did you start like training people?
So
when I met you, you were already training people.
Yeah.
Which
So
is,
then
2-3 years
after
ago.
a couple of years of being in the gym, while I was working at FedEx, I was actually working at FedEx, going to school full time, and coaching football.
Beast.
So I was sleeping 2 to 3 hours a day. It was like wake up, go to class. Actually, it was wake up, go to class, then coach, then go home, take a 2 to 3 hour nap, then go work overnight. So I worked nights at the time while I was going to school, and then get up and do it all over again Monday through Friday. So I was at school on campus, and then after that, after my like internship and everything, I stayed on for football. So I was working at FedEx during the night at night and coaching football during the day. So I would go in at like a 6 a.m., 6:30 lift. I would be like, the last guy rolling in for the first lift of the day, just because I was literally just getting off of work. It was like go home, change or shower, maybe grab a snack or something, and then go right into it and coach like all day. So it was crazy, yeah. And I did.
Why
that for
were
a
you
while.
doing all that?
Because I wanted to.
You must have loved coaching.
Yeah, no, because I
did.
That. Yeah. I loved the environment. Like if you've ever been in a gym, like a D1 gym like that, like a college gym with a bunch of football players or any kind of athletes, honestly, the energy there is. It's unmatched anywhere else.
No,
it's insane.
I've actually missed team sports. I miss being on like a team.
Yeah, well, even though I never played on a team, oddly enough, I was, still coaching. But it was all performance-based stuff, so it's strength conditioning. So, but yeah, I did that, and then I actually started, when I moved here, was still working at FedEx, and then started working at another gym in Tampa. It was kind of like a CrossFit-style gym. We kind of had different methodologies of training, so I was more on like the powerlifting side of things, and he was more like CrossFit style stuff, and we kind of butt heads and it didn't really mesh well. So I ended up doing my own thing, and that's when I started doing online coaching. So I've actually been doing online coaching for a while, but I was only taking on like 5 clients at a time because I was still working at FedEx. So I didn't have the time, obviously, to put into a bunch of clients when I was working a full-time job, essentially.
Right.
So, but I always wanted that to be my thing. I always wanted to just do coaching. But I think it was like, it's one of those things where you're like afraid to step out of your comfort zone because you don't know if it's going to work. It's like, oh, I don't want to take this.
Yeah, it's the unknown.
Yeah, and it was terrifying.
What
honestly.
if I fail?
Yeah, exactly. That's what holds everybody back for the most part.
Absolutely.
I feel like is like
fear, bro.
The fear of failure. Like it's gonna suck. It might be a really shitty first year, whatever it is you're doing, but I mean, you're not gonna know until you do it and find out. So that's kind of what happened to me. I just jumped into it, literally went all in. I honestly was lucky enough to have the support of her, obviously. So I was like, dude,
her being Farrah, your amazing wife. We love Farrah. Shout her out. We'll put her Instagram in here.
Yeah, right. But yeah. So the transition from FedEx to MedSales was still doing the whole online training thing. Like I said, 5 clients maybe.
How were you finding those online clients in the beginning?
I was posting a little bit of stuff here and there on like Facebook. I didn't really have a big presence at all.
Yeah.
I actually started up our little AF Fit, which is like still kind of my logo now. So it was like Adam Farrah was how the AF kind of came about.
That makes sense. Ta-da! Plug.
Yeah, butt plug. This is already a plug.
Is that your website?
Yeah, it's affitlife.com.
AF Fit?
Yeah, life.
So 2 F's.
Yeah, AFFIT life.com. Yeah, so
AF
it started
Fit
out
Life.
Adam Farrah. We wanted to do like a joint thing because she was doing nutrition and I had the strength conditioning background. So I was like, oh, that's cool. Let's start our own business. And so we started doing, we started taking on clients and doing that like on the side. And then I just never really dug into it fully until the last like couple of years. But yeah, so now it's not really Adam Farrah. It's more like I just say Adam Functional. I don't know. It's just AF. I really like the logo, and I'm gonna keep running with it. I don't want to get rid of it. I don't want to rebrand because I really do like the way it looks. And functional training is kind of what I'm about anyway. So we're just gonna run with that.
And if Farrah ever wants to jump back in,
yeah, exactly. There's a spot
do the power
for her.
couple lifting.
Yeah, she's doing her marketing thing now, but still.
Nice.
But yeah, that was.
So you were posting a little bit, and then so this is probably about where I met you. You've switched to medical sales. You're doing a little bit of online coaching.
Yeah. And then she actually was the one who got me. She was honestly like my driving factor in doing all of this. Without her, I would have never done it, because I thought Instagram and Facebook was kind of silly. I was like, why would you spend so much time doing all this stuff if you can't make a living off of it? I was like, I'm not going to spend all day on my phone if I can't monetize it, if I can't make a living, if I can't, like, you know, I didn't realize the impact you can make, you know, the lives you can reach and stuff like that. And obviously you can actually make a living off of it. Yeah. So I just started posting workouts every single day. Literally every time I lifted, I posted it. So it was really shoddy, horrible lighting. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I just started doing it. And then it started to gain traction. I went from like 1,500, 2,000 followers to like 120 in like 8 months, which is insane.
I was so lucky. I got to watch this whole come up, dude. It was super cool.
Dude, so
what was it like? So what like inspired you to finally be like, I'm just gonna make the content?
Well, it was her. It was literally her just telling me, like, you know, you can do this. If you really want to reach people, you can do this on Instagram. And I was like, really? She's like, yeah, just post your workout. She's like, you're already working out. All you have to do is get a tripod, set your camera up, and record it. And I was like, okay. So I did. I would record one set of every single lift I was doing. I would put what the lifts, sets, reps, exercise, all that stuff, a little brief description of the workout, and then voila. And then after, you know, literally posting for 6 months straight, it just started to take off. I was like, oh crap, like, what is going on? This is insane. And then I told her, I was like, I'm gonna quit my job. I was like, I'm gonna do this full time. I was like, I've got like 10 clients now, and I like see potential in this. I actually realized, I was like, oh my god, you can actually make a living doing this. And I was like, and then I was starting to get crazy feedback from people, like clients, like, oh dude, you changed my life. And then just random people reaching out to me like on a daily basis, like, you know, you've changed the way I move, the way I feel, all this other stuff. And I was like, oh my god, which is kind of like, occasionally you'll get those messages that make you like, oh god, like it like really touches you, really kind of makes you really realize, like, I'm actually making,
you're adding a lot of value.
Yeah, which is crazy, which is always, I mean, like I said, I always wanted to change people's lives or whatever, whether that was a knee replacement, a hip, or, you know, helping them get in shape where they can play with their kids or just something like that. So it was just crazy. It was crazy just seeing everything kind of like the ball started rolling. Growth started to just pick up like crazy, and then I started to post on different platforms, and now we are where we are now. Just Pinterest, just started doing YouTube Shorts, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Yeah,
nice.
It's crazy.
And you have like 120,000 followers on Instagram? 138
right now, I think, on Instagram. Just hit like 22 on TikTok. I'm about 1,000 subscribers on YouTube.
More. Subscribe to this man. Subscribe. I'm gonna try to
start putting. That's the next goal, is to start putting out one video a day.
Yeah, I think that's gonna do it for you, dude.
Yeah,
I think that's gonna make you rich.
And then, Pinterest. Pinterest is interesting. So Pinterest is like an untapped market, I feel like.
You just told him.
So I didn't know anybody even used Pinterest. She told me, she was like, you can use Pinterest. I use it for, you know, collages and house stuff and this and that. And there's a little bit of fitness content on there. I was like, okay. Well, now I have 1.4 million monthly views on Pinterest, which is like mind blowing.
That's nuts.
I just got a brand deal with Factor Mills on Pinterest, which is kind of crazy. I don't know, can I talk about this stuff? I guess I can.
Yeah.
Whatever. So they have like ads and stuff on there. So now I literally started transferring all my content from Instagram to Pinterest, and then I would start making like Pinterest specific posts, so it's a little bit different content, because I try to like cater every platform to kind of what it's, because like TikTok is real like short attention span,
native content.
Yeah, really short clips of like one thing, maybe 5 to 10 seconds. Occasionally I'll put full lifts on there, but I feel like these like quick little banger, like, oh, here's a fitness tip. What I've like kind of labeled it as, I guess, is like a fitness tip now, is what I do on TikTok. And then Pinterest is a mix of full workouts, you know, the stuff that I have on TikTok, and then stuff that's like just native to that platform, I guess. So that's
amazing, dude. So how different is your life now versus like before you went all in on yourself?
I'm like 1,000% happier, for sure.
That's a lot of percent.
Yeah, no, bro, it's crazy. So I mean, I don't know. I've always been like a super high energy, very, very happy guy. But now it's like, It's cool because I actually feel I know I'm doing exactly what I was like born to do, made to do, what I really, really want to do with my life. Like I actually like feel like, okay, I'm doing my purpose. I feel like, which is, it sounds cheesy, I know, but that's how I feel.
No, I think a lot of people are like struggling to find purpose. You know, especially now, there's so many options out there. Like you can really do anything you want. So how do you really know or decide what resonates for you? What was that like for you? Like when did you know that like fitness was your thing, or did you just decide that I'm gonna make it my thing?
No, I liked it because like whenever I first started training, it was cool because I had occasionally, once I like transformed the way I looked, literally from like this 130-pound kid, 135-pound kid to this like, I mean, I was pretty jacked, to be honest. I was like 170. That's like 30-40 pounds of muscle in a year, which is insane, dude.
That's nuts.
I mean, it's like newbie gains, and that's
stretch marks.
Which is crazy.
We're gonna post like pictures of huge Adam on here.
Oh yeah, true. I actually have one of me like in my powerlifting like body, like it's like a hybrid powerlifting bodybuilding day photo. Anyways, massive, like 190 is freaking huge.
Is that your
like,
biggest? 190.
The biggest I've gotten is like 190, 195, which is fucking.
Whoa, 195.
30 pounds heavier than I am now. How tall are you? 5'10".
Bro, that's nuts.
I was a monster.
I'm 5'9", and I got to 185, and I was a monster.
Yeah.
That's 10 pounds.
Yeah, that's
30, wow.
30 pounds heavier than now. I wasn't as lean. I was probably like 12-15% body fat. But I still had abs, which was cool. I was like, I'm this monster, and I was pulling like
we need this picture, bro. We need this picture.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. My legs are big now, probably just as big as they were then, I guess, honestly. But they looked like ginormous then. Maybe they were bigger then because I was ripping blue jeans. I literally couldn't wear jeans. I remember ripping 3 pairs of jeans in 1 week. I went to go sit down.
That's the coolest flex ever. I would just rip a pair of jeans every week because my ass was
funny.
too
I was like, well, this sucks. So I had to wear like sweatpants or joggers. Anyways,
bro.
I forgot where we were at.
That's hilarious. We were talking about how you got to 195.
Wait, powerlifting? Oh, you were asking about the purpose thing.
Oh yeah, when you knew it was like your
well
thing,
when I got like once I got into lifting and everything and saw the change that I made, I actually started bringing some of my friends to the gym that had never lifted before because they were like, dude, what the hell, you put on like 30 pounds in like a year, that's insane. I was like, yeah, you should come. One of my buddies, this is like one of the coolest things that ever happened, that I think it was actually, this might be like the pivotal point and all that. He was like, he had to have been close to like 300 pounds. I don't even know how big he was. But he lost 60 pounds in like 5 months. Just because we were training together every single day, 5 days a week. I wrote him a nutrition plan. This was like before I went to school. I was just like reading a bunch of stuff, just soaking up as much as I could on like bodybuilding.com and, Muscle and Fitness and stuff like that. And then I was like, dude,
that changed his life.
Oh, absolutely. I was like, do cardio every day. I was like, for like 15-20 minutes, and we'll lift every single day. So every morning we'd get up 6 a.m., hit a lift, and then he'd go do cardio. And he ate chicken, green beans, broccoli. It was like chicken and veggies and rice occasionally, like religiously for like 6 months. And dude lost like 60 pounds, which is crazy. So I was like, oh my God, my buddy just transformed literally based off of some like, mediocre recommendations I gave him and just lifted with me. So, I realized, I was like, oh wow, you can really like affect the way people like live literally just by moving, which is crazy. It's crazy to think you can actually, if you put enough effort into it, you can transform the way you look. Anybody can. And it's really not that hard.
Yeah,
it takes a lot of
you
dedication.
even see like older people.
No, for sure.
Older guys, older girls, all of a sudden just do a 180, and you're like, what the heck? Because supposedly it gets harder as you get older to put on muscle, to stay in shape. So to see some of those transformations that late, you're like, they really put it in.
Yeah, I've been reading some stuff lately because I have a couple older clients. I say older. Honestly, 50-something's really not that old. Just a little older than me. That have never lifted before though. And there was a study I read the other day. I don't obviously I can't quote it word for word, but it was talking about like muscle mass and bone density and how much it changes. That they showed like an MRI of like somebody's bone that lifted and didn't lift at like 60 years old, just starting at that age, and like how you can basically break a hip or this or that, and you know the prevalence of that and how much you can decrease it just by lifting, which is kind of crazy. So I was like, oh damn, like it doesn't matter how old you are, you can start when you're 50. It doesn't matter.
There's no downside.
Yeah, people always get in their head, they're like, oh, it's, you know, it's too late for me. I'm like 55 years old. I shouldn't start now. I'm like, no, why not? Better late than never.
Yeah, that's unfortunate when people get into that. It's all up here, you know. If you're like I'm too old, well then you are. If you convince yourself.
Yeah, no,
that,
for sure.
It's never too late. You see 56-year-olds killing the game.
Yeah. I actually started following a guy. I forgot the guy's name. He literally started the video off with I'm 56 years old and I was like, holy crap. I was like, that's gonna be me. Dude, just shredded to the gills. It's insane.
It's not certified health nut, is it?
I can't remember the guy's name.
I have a friend. He wrote a book called
dude.
Ripped at 50.
Oh, okay.
He's got this big beard and just like
oh no, this dude doesn't
super
have a
manly.
beard.
But
yeah. So crazy though. I was like, that's awesome. That's what I aspire to be. I look at dudes like that. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna be that guy.
Same here. That's awesome, man. So you've been changing people's lives forever. Your friends, your own, and then you were saying you get quite a few messages of people being like, dude, I'm what do they say? Like, I'm stronger now. I'm thinner. I'm happier.
Well, just like thanks for the inspiration, obviously.
Yeah.
You know, like it's weird because it's almost like a sign that this is what I should be doing, because every time I feel like I'm not giving as much as I should, or it's not good enough, which is like a stupid mental thing.
Totally.
I feel like a lot of people go through, honestly. That. Yeah, which is dumb. It's like I know I'm doing what I should do and I'm giving as much as I can, but whenever I feel like that, like down on myself, I'll get like a message like that, and I'm like, oh, okay, it kind of like reminds me like, oh, okay, this is why you're doing this. So this is kind of crazy. It's almost like every single time, which is pretty awesome. So
that is wild. That's a good reminder too, to just like gas people up, right? Like,
like, for sure, dude.
Let people know if they helped you. Thank people for helping you. It's like everybody needs to hear that stuff more often. There's enough negativity out there. I think the more we can just love on each other and gas each other up, like, why not?
Always hype up your friends. Always hype up anybody, honestly.
Yeah,
I mean, I try to hype up everybody I meet.
Me too. I'm in the grocery store and the person on the bagger, I'm like, what's up, bro?
Right.
How's the day? You crushing it?
I know, I'm that guy. I like talk to everybody like they're my best friend. Dude, so funny.
Dude, I'm glad that you do.
I like it.
So, love that you're inspiring so many people. That's amazing, dude. And then a big shift also since I've known you, aside from becoming a successful fitness influencer, is you've basically gone full sober.
Yeah, dude.
Or I think full sober, right?
Yeah.
Zero alcohol.
Yep, zero alcohol for a year.
And I think that includes drugs too.
Yeah, it does actually.
No marijuana.
Nope. I stopped.
No alcohol.
I stopped doing both. Literally the same day, which was the last trip that we took together. The Colorado trip.
Nice.
That I had one drink with Quinn. That was the very last drink I had, and after that, I told him, I was like, I don't think I'm gonna drink anymore after this. And he's like, no way, dude. I was like, yeah, I don't think I'm going to, and I didn't, and I haven't, and it's been a year. It's what was that, August, I think, of
probably more than a year.
Yeah, it's been like a year and like 6 months or something like that.
Yeah,
so, yeah.
So was it anything specific or particular that made you want to stop drinking, like? And you can be honest.
No,
you know?
yeah.
Was there like drunk people out and you're just like, I don't want to do this? Did you feel bad?
No.
Or were you just kind of like, this doesn't make sense?
It was, honestly, I have a pretty addictive personality. So like, even like with fitness, I kind of shifted that over to this, which is obviously a good thing.
A lot better for you.
But I didn't drink a lot. I drank on the weekends pretty much, like maybe Friday, always Saturday and Sunday. But when I did, it was like to the extreme. It was like blackout every time. I didn't know my limit. I just didn't know when to stop. So I realized, which is kind of nice that I realized it was a problem. I mean, it wasn't, I don't know. I guess it's one of those things where you're like, all right, I see that obviously I'm annoying the shit out of everybody around me, at least That's what the wife told me. I definitely drove her nuts a couple of times.
Man, she's helped you in a
which sucks.
bunch of
I know,
ways.
right? She's changed me, and not in a bad way either.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like that, and then I realized like how obviously I was getting older. I was realizing that hangovers would last for like 12, 15 hours. I was like, dude, this is crazy. I was like, even if I only drank like when I put a 3-drink minimum on myself, or maximum rather,
you still have a hangover?
I would still have a bad hangover, like horrible hangover the next day. So I was like, dude, I'm wasting my life away on the weekends, literally just feeling like shit. And the only way to feel better is to drink again. And I was like, and then when I do, I go to the fucking extreme and then do it all over again. So it made no sense. So I was like, this is so stupid. And I wanted to do this. I wanted to grow my business. And I feel like if you're going to be like an inspiration of any kind to anybody, then you kind of have to walk the walk. You can't just be like, do this. You have to fucking do it, like, yourself. So I don't know. I was like, well, if I'm gonna, preach being sober and taking care of yourself, then how the hell am I gonna do it while I'm getting shit faced every weekend? So I was like, all right, I'm done with this. So so I cut it out, and that was it. And it was cold turkey. I didn't touch anything, And then when I stopped drinking, I stopped smoking, and stopped everything. So
that's awesome.
So now I'm just a boring sober guy.
Well, there's
not quite boring.
There's no doubt that that's a healthier lifestyle.
No, for sure.
I mean, you can say that that's not for you, or you're gonna do it sometimes or whatever, but there's no doubt that the way you're living is more healthy, and I'm sure it's easier to put on muscle because of that.
Dude, everything's easier.
You feel better. You've got more time.
Yeah.
I mean,
sure. That's the biggest thing.
So what do you do now? Like, instead of going out and partying, because it sounds like you were doing that a little bit. What's like?
No,
your
I still go
pastimes?
out. I still go out. Like I went out with you guys for New Year's. I had a blast. I mean, I still dance. I still get rowdy. I still do all the dumb stuff. I just have my soda water with lime, so everybody thinks I'm drunk, which is hilarious because I'm so freaking high energy and crazy all the time. I don't even need it. Yeah. I have a good time without it. I don't even need it, which is funny. I don't know if it was you or somebody came up to me one night when we were at one of us event. I think it was you, and you were like, "Bro, you've had 6 of those. Are you trashed?" I was like, "It's soda water." You're like, "What?" I was like, "Stone sober, dude."
No, you know what? That's a good strategy too, because I've noticed if there's a night I'm not drinking, and I go empty-handed,
it feels weird.
People just shove drinks into your hands. You're like, no. But if I have a drink that's a soda water, not alcoholic,
you've got
people don't try to bug you as much.
Yeah, you've got a security blanket almost while you're out, which is, I mean, it's whatever. It is what it is.
Staying hydrated.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say I'm the most. That's my running joke, is I'm the most hydrated person here.
Lit on water.
Yeah, right. But yeah. So I mean, that's probably the best choice that I've made. Besides obviously doing this and going all in on myself, I think that's one of the best decisions I've made in my life. So yeah.
So the last 2-3 years have been pretty epic.
Oh yeah, dude.
Sober, business.
Yep.
We're in Florida.
Yeah, dude.
What are you most excited about moving into the future?
Oh God, just growing this, dude. Honestly, reaching more people. Obviously, I want to start an online course, so I can do I'm looking at 12 weeks of bring people on, no matter if you're new to kettlebell training, have some kind of experience, and then you have options for training days, and then it's a full-fledged thing, weekly calls, message board. So it's full interaction, fully immersed, live videos, all that stuff. So yeah, that's one of the things I really am excited about this year. And then obviously just reaching more people, and obviously hoping that I can make some kind of impact. So
awesome.
Yeah, that's what it's all about.
I definitely think you are. I mean, you inspire me to get more fit for
more
sure.
Shreddy.
More shreddy. Yep, more shreddy.
Oh man.
and honestly, the sobriety too. I can't say that I'm sober right now or anything.
Yeah.
I guess close. But I've definitely moved more away from it.
Yeah.
And seeing people like you do that is inspiring. It does help when you're oh no, people can do this, and actually Adam's living a great life.
Yeah, I'm having a good time. I'm not and I'm not dragging anybody down,
No.
Everybody to each his own. I don't care what you do. As long as you don't affect me negatively, I don't care.
Well, dude, we're going to look forward to this course, all your content you're going to continue to create. Excited to get this podcast out here and show people a little bit more about who you are, because I know the Adam that that I just love and I'm grateful for, and I think most people just see you out there looking shredded.
I'm just that dude with good form that just lifts all the time, and I'm like, I have way more of a personality than that I don't really share a lot.
Yeah,
but
here's a behind-the-scenes sneak peek into your life. Anything else you want to tell the people? Where should they look you up? What's the best way to get as ripped as you?
Instagram is Gooch, so ASGOOCH, and yes, people like to say Ask Gooch. No, it's funny. I don't know why I've gotten that so many times.
Just lean into it.
I don't even care. But anyways, AS Gooch is Instagram. Same thing on TikTok. It's AF Fit Life on Pinterest, and it's also AS Gooch on YouTube, and hopefully soon to be a one a week, starting off at least, YouTube channel. So we'll see.
Yeah, that's gonna be huge.
Yeah. Oh, and then AFFitLife.com. So that's AFFITLife.com.
We'll put all of them in the notes, and love you, brother. Thanks for everything.
Yeah, boy.